What's going on, guys? It's Captain Cheech with Team Playmakers. I got your boy Doug here, dual book name 0124. My man, on the 20, we're recording this on the 24th. On the 21st, what did you do and where did you play?
So I played in a PPG weekly free tournament, but with double admission. So instead of 60 players, they had 120. And I placed top 8 with Plunder.
Plunder Patrol and an Eldritch Rock format. Absolutely nuts. Okay, I'm taking a look at this main deck, and I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know much about Plunder Patrol. A lot of what I did learn about Plunder Patrol, I learned from watching you play on the 21st and yesterday, actually, the 23rd. So run by this main deck. Go through this main deck with me.
Okay. So main deck wise, involving the monster lineup, you need all 3 copies of every crew member. To simply put it like this, I'll explain the concept of plunders in a very simplistic way. Basically, the crew members of Whitebeard and Redbeard are the ones that have the effect to where you can tag out and summon one from the extra deck to a corresponding attribute your opponent has in either grave or field. And it doesn't even target, it has no targeting requirements. So, say for example, somebody drops like white elixir to someone. What the hell?
Whatever. It doesn't. Wow,
Eldritch.
that's amazing.
Okay. Eldritch, it still goes off.
Yep.
And on the opposite side of the spectrum are the extenders and/or the saviors of the deck, involving Bluebeard and Goldenhair, which actually makes a very viable combo. That was discovered by another guy I watched, and I gotta say the combo turned out a lot better because Eldritch can't play through the board that it creates. Even though it says, as one of the PPG announcers or commentators said, it's a very simple board, it doesn't have a lot going for it, like you spent so many resources. It does more than enough to stop them from committing to a play that kills you. That's the idea behind it.
I mess with that, man. Absolutely. And now I see a lot of text in here. I see our toolbox cards, our infinite impermanence, triple desires, call by. Talk about those cards a little bit.
Okay, so infinite impermanence is probably the best hand trap in the game right now. Simply put, because people are expecting Ash, people are expecting Effect Veiler. When it comes to Crystron, Halkaflet, I can't even pronounce his name, Needle Fiber.
Yep.
Who I also run in my deck. And so I'm sitting there, I'm going, I hate Ash because people are just going to get rid of it, or they have some way to chain block it. Infinite impermanence, you can't chain block easily. They're like, only one card does that, and it's still in the OCG currently.
I mess with that. Yeah, there's very few archetypes that can handle impermanence. Yeah, I actually played in the LCS. I played dinosaurs, and I main deck red reboot because I was sick of impermanence at the 1. So let's go into the side deck. I love this side deck. It treated you right.
So before we continue with side deck, I also wanted to explain the Pot of Desires and Called by the Grave. The reason why there's 3 Pot of Desires and the 1 Upstart, which screwed me a little today. Pot of Desires is more for along the line of extending your combo after you finish completing your board to get more resources. Plunders have the one, let's say, defect of constantly requiring a Plunder Patrol card to discard for cost, involving their extra deck monsters.
Got it.
To make up for it, we have various cards in the deck that are able to gather or reuse resources. My favorite being Salvage, simply because after you've gone through the combo, summoning Blackbeard with Herald and the FA Dome Dragster, the idea is that the Salvage gets you resources to constantly discard and still search.
God.
When it comes to the Call by the Grave is actually important because even though people aren't playing it as much, it's still vital involving against Ash. Because not only does it stop, of course, Ash from stopping your current plays, even though you can chain block with various monsters, so I'll explain a little later in the video. Ash Blossom actually stops Plunder Patrols involving their extra deck when it comes to activating their effects. For example, the XCs, Moira, you can discard Plunder Patrol, target an effect monster, and banish it, and then you get to search afterwards the spell and trap. Because it has the ability to search in there, Ash Blossom
it hits it.
the entire effect, including the banish.
Got it.
The thing,
So call by is like, you know, it's the big nah. Sorry, bro. We're still gonna go off. We're still gonna crush it. We're going full combo.
basically. Also, it prevents, because I've seen people playing Eldritch. It's really good for the Eldritch matchup if they try to resummon him. In case you don't have a great board setup, it's just good to stop combo pieces or like Jet Synchron, which I saw a ton of on that tournament.
Absolutely.
I basically played Eldritch every other match, and I crushed them all.
Nice. All right, so I see Sanctum, I see Scythe, I see Gamma.
No Gamma there. Actually, that's actually
or
not
Gamma Seal. Sorry.
I actually did replace the Gamma Seal with a bit of a better card. The original reason for Gamma Seal was because the equip spell has an effect to where basically if your opponent has something in the graveyard, the extra deck, basically it how do I explain this? All right. So the equip spell, Emblem of the Plunder Patrol, you equip it to a Plunder, and it makes the monster untargetable, gives it 500, which is okay. It's good for certain aspects.
Okay.
The more important effect is the secondary effect, to where you can send it to the grave and basically make a one monster extra deck summon. So, for example, if I gave my opponent the Gamma Seal, I'd be able to get a better monster out of it involving Blackbeard.
Got it. Oh wow, that is a pretty big ring. That's a big
great card. However, as I was playing with the card more often afterwards, I'm like, wait a minute, this card's only going to give me it's only going to give me one card that's going to be doing okay and maybe getting me a draw. I'd rather have something to where I give to my opponent and I have removal. So that's why I switched out the Gamma Seal actually with the Dark Hydra Radion. Because Radion's able to get rid of... Because you're going to go against dumb decks with crazy board buildups such as Savage Dragon, Herald, if they're playing it, and various other monsters. Giving your opponent a monster to the which you can copy and summon a Moirik off of, only to get rid of another problem to search more cards, the deck quickly starts to snowball to a build to where people can't control it anymore. It's a very interesting concept.
Wow. You really hit beyond hitting the theory on this deck. The Plunder God maybe.
No, I am not a god. I'm a captain. Simple. You can call me the captain, but
all right. So
the basic idea of Plunder is that they act like Cosmos, where instead of tagging out and banishing, they tag out into the spell and trap zone and summon one that is an appropriate attribute to certain cards. And even though some of these attributes are weird, like fire, or fire's like a weird one that people can't really get sometimes, or even light or dark, there's actually a good card that gets around it, involving our trap card, Plunder Patrol Booty. So basically, Booty is you get to change the attribute your opponent has on the board, and then you get to revive one from the grave without targeting. So your opponent is called by the grave.
You're not to call it.
Oh, get rid of the one thing, and in the end of the day, it
has so many options. Wow, in there, man. So I think Dark Ruler is an easy defendable card. So is the Lightning Storms, Sanctum, your Scythe, Cyclone. Let's talk a bit about your extra deck. So we know that we have to pretty much... I see 2 ofs for the Plunder lineup. I see we have our Needle Fiber combo in there. Mm-hmm. Would you change anything to this extra deck? Did it treat you just right? Was it perfect for you?
Honestly, yeah. It was more than fine because... Oh, sorry. The lights are showing.
That's fine.
So, basically the best way to explain it, extra deck-wise, you've got... involving the Salamangreat, alright, so I'll explain each one, I guess, for choice. Power Tool Dragon is if you're going, it's either if you're going first trying to extend, or if you're going second without interruption coming in your way. Basically you're able to get the equip spell, go off a bit more, and go off and more in supply-wise. F.A. Dong Dragster is for Eldritch specifically. Eldritch needs certain spells and traps in order to continue. And the idea of the board is that simply having a Blackbeard, a Herald, and a
Dragster,
and a Dong Dragster prevents your opponent from really doing anything right away. Because Because let's say, for example, today, I had an opponent on, and I had a Blackbeard on board. I'm like, okay, so let's link away, make Link Karibo. Sure, affect the Jet Synchron, banish summon. At that point, the deck's able to react and go, hold on. Banish, link away. Basically, not even banish, excuse me, I'm thinking Cosmo. Basically, like, hold on, tag out, summon one of the appropriate attribute. And then on the summon, because all of these monsters have a very interesting effect of where if they have a Plunder Patrol card equipped to them, their effects become quick effects. So Moiric not only is removal, but it's quick play monster removal that banishes and replaces the card that you got rid of. So again, Link Karibo, summon Jinx Synchron, you banish the Jet Synchron, they don't have a
they don't keep on going. Wow.
They sit there with a Link Karibo that's gonna go away the next turn.
Alright, so looking at absolutely. It seems the deck list is really on point. You really did your homework before you threw this guy together. Let's talk a little bit about your matchups. On your way to top 8, what was like one of your craziest matchups, you'd say? Like, which one had you sweating the most?
Craziest matchups, probably my worst matchup. My worst matchup of the day, which unfortunately is actually a bad matchup to the deck itself, is Emancipator. The deck has a little bit too much going for it involving Block Dragon. If you're able to stop the Block Dragon combo and letting them summon, like, if you're able to stop 2 of their monsters, they're still going to drop the Block Dragon, link away, and keep going.
Yep. And add
That's
to it.
probably. Unfortunately, my computer actually shut down in the middle of my before my Emancipator match came up. I got a round 1 game loss because I was 8 minutes late, even though my computer shut itself.
Oh.
It's okay. Hey,
yeah, it happens. Yep.
It happens. But you know what? I tried out. I keep playing. That was probably my worst matchup. My most interesting matchup probably had to be Madolche, round 4.
Oh, wow.
Because unfortunately, Madolche are all Earth. Because Plunder Patrol have the one eternal weakness to where you rely on your opponent to do something.
Oh, wow. So different attributes really, it helps you to cycle through and start getting into into your combo. Wow. That is a unique, that's a unique way to get hit. To get hurt by an attribute.
The only attributes I truly hate to see is probably Wind and Earth, which unfortunately Emancipator has.
Yep.
But
oh, man.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
However, on the spectrum involving Eldritch Synchron, they have a ton of attributes that are fire, dark, and light. That's enough. That's more than enough. Yeah, Madolche, it was actually interesting. The Madolche matchup, he was actually about to win. Time got called. I had higher life, and at that point he said, "Oh, he don't want no smoke," and left the game and gave me the win.
Wow, man. Okay. Now we have a lot of people that were really enthusiastic on that day when you made it to top 8. You sealed the deal. We referenced the stream that you were on and whatnot. How did you feel when you were playing against that Eldritch player on stream? Did you know that you were on stream? Did you have no idea? Absolutely not.
So I only realized I was on stream after I looked at the watchers chat and going like, wait, there's a lot of people watching us right now. What's going on? And then a friend of mine sent me a message going like, hey, I'm watching you play right now. You're on stream. And I'm like, oh. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So it was a simple like, oh, I found out afterwards, and I was able to watch myself. And I think the thing that really bugged me out was actually the commentators of that match, because they're looking at the board going like, oh, this doesn't
I don't think
sense.
It's gonna make it. But
oh,
you know,
you put so much resources into such a mediocre board, and the thing they don't understand is the board doesn't have to be crazy involving what you put out to it. As long as it does enough, it doesn't matter. You still win the game. Like,
yup, it's absolutely. So let's talk right before we sum this up. You did enter today. You ended up getting 14th place on the 23rd for the PPG, right?
Yep. The weekend championship.
And yet again, we had, I jump on the stream, and the first 2 matches, there you are. You ended up there. So yet again, how did the
those
first match?
matchups?
How did we feel in the first match? Because I feel both these matches were there were matches where you were doing your thing, you were really rolling through your combo, and then your opponent you kind of got some really insane top deck cards. Especially the second one. But let's talk about the first one.
So the first one, Heroes are actually, believe it or not, a very bad matchup for Eldritch. Simply put, Heroes have enough consistency and enough board-breaking potential to where you could stop 2 of their monsters, they still keep going. Like, for example, also there was another problem with that match that actually destroyed me and was actually involving what I drew.
Got it.
Because again, Plunders, they do have the one inherent weakness to where they have to discard a Plunder. There has to be a Plunder Patrol card for their effects to go off. I drew 1 card off a Blackbeard, and it couldn't let me steamroll into more because it was a Dark Roller.
What you needed to do. Got it. Alright, so let's touch base a little bit on the second match that you were featured on. That was just the absolute madness. It came down when he was down to 700 life points. There were people on stream typing that's remember this as the day that you almost beat Captain Jack Sparrow. When you saw that Dark Ruler, what went through your mind? Did you have main deck outs actually? A lot of people were debating if you sided it. Did you have anything at that moment? Were you even going to see a card out of the 15 cards in your main deck to out you in this situation?
Unfortunately, he actually already had the out as soon as he summoned actually turn 1. He actually ran a really interesting card, Imano Wada, the Spirit Monster, the Rock. Mm-hmm. That card actually put a lot more pressure on the Dark Ruler, simply because he's able to go summon a Wada, you can't activate monster
You can't do anything.
Mine. I luckily had the Cosmic Cyclone, but I did not, luckily enough, have the ability to respond to afterwards. And the biggest mistake on my end, I would have won the game if I didn't Upstart Goblin. Simple as that.
It was... But hey, you know what? You live and you learn, and it was an insane duel. You had the you had us all screaming. I know myself. I was screaming. I was sitting there playing pirate music at my house. Doug, thank you so much for joining me for this profile and doing this online and whatnot. I appreciate you taking the time out. Do you have any shout-outs at the end of this interview explanation / deck profile?
Yes. The one shout-out I have to make is to my best friend Ty, who is also a playmaker. The reason being is because he actually helped me test various different amounts of, involving Plunder Patrol. I tested out Danger variant. I tried out the Phantom Knight variant. I've tried out... I basically tested out every variant of Plunder Patrol that could work. And the reason why he was such a good test partner is because he was playing the most negate I hate you deck ever, which was Cypher, with Mystic Mind involved. So,
my goodness. And you know what? We all those in the tri-state area, we bumped into this duelist. He definitely is a great mind. Shout out to you, Tyler.
As soon as if your opponent drops a Mystic Mind on you, you attempt to negate it with a monster effect and then the Gamma. That just feels like it's cheating.
It hurts. It hurts so much. But hey,
those matches against him were so vital for me to understand how to tag out,
how to not get choked,
when to go after
how to avoid.
Practice makes perfect with Plunder. That's what you have to do. If you want to get better with the deck, you gotta play it online, play it on ranked, and play against Eldritch, because everybody says the deck Eldritch is on P. Oh, it's got a 70% win rate. It's this amazing. One synchro monster from Plunder stopped them entirely, because not only do they lose their ability to keep going with resources, but you also get to add and just constantly build a board against them that they can't stop. So that's what I had to think. I thank my best buddy Ty.
Dougie,
you know
fresh.
What? Because not only will he beat me with Cyframe, but I know he won't spit in my face.
Well, Dougie Fresh, Captain Jack Sparrow, 0124. It's been real. Thank you again. You have a great night, and until our next one, we'll see you soon.
Okay. See you later, everyone.